Hi and welcome to this video. If you're looking for somewhere different to visit, perhaps a place visited by just a few and one that has an air of magic and mystery to it, then this is the place for you. A secluded glen just south of St Andrews in Fife, Scotland. This den is a site that captures the imagination as readily as it resists easy classification. Part ancient sanctuary, part natural wonder, and part modern day pilgrimage. This den is a place where layers of history and spiritual converge. With its stone carvings, ancient altar, and lingering sense of the sacred, the den serves as a rare portal into Scotland's ancient past, one that continues to resonate with seekers of myth, meaning and connection. The den occupies a quiet wooded ravine beside the modest parish church, which was built on ancient ground, which we will come back to later. To find the den, you need to walk past the graveyard, and the path soon leads down a steep trail into the glen, where the den opens up like a hidden amphitheatre surrounded by trees, moss and stone. At the centre of this natural space lies a large flat rock known as the altar stone, carved with a shallow basin, believed to be a ritual well, and a worn, human-sized footprint cut into its surface. The presence of these features suggests the site may have been used in ancient times, possibly even sacrificial offerings. The altar stone is thought by some scholars and folklorists to date back to Pictish era or possibly even earlier. The carved footprint, a motif found in other Scottish ceremonial sites, likely symbolised kingship and divine right, rooted in mythic bond between ruler and land. The well beside it may have served both as literal and symbolic function, connecting the den to wider Celtic traditions. In many ancient cultures, wells and springs were seen as portals to the other world, places where the veil between realms were thin. Take these steps down carefully into the glen and keep an eye for some carvings. Carved into the rocks throughout the den are additional symbols, crosses, spirals and faces. Some of these are presumed to be modern additions by visitors, while others may be remnants of earlier Christian or pagan symbols. The dense overlay of carvings suggests an unbroken thread of spiritual use over centuries, with successive generations contributing to the site's evolving meaning. The ancient people of the British Isles are believed to have worshipped in nature, identifying sacred groves, stones and water sources as sites of divine presence. This den, nestled in a quiet woodland and centred around a stone altar and well, fits this archetype almost perfectly. The secluded location and its apparent ceremonial features strongly indicate a pre-Christian ritual function. While direct archaeological evidence is limited, the broader context of sacred natural spaces in Celtic culture supports this theory. The act of descending stone steps into a hidden hollow also mirrors the journey common in ancient initiation rites, a symbolic passage from the mundane world into the spiritual or subconscious. What is especially remarkable about this den is the way in which these ancient ancestors have not been erased, but rather layered over by newer traditions. We will come back to the glen in a second. For now, we must look at the other place that is purported to have ancient roots, and we head back to the church. For those that follow the channel, where it's quite common for me to talk about churches being built where stone circles once were. Now here in Scotland, this is the first place I've come across a site where they believe where the church now stands once was a stone circle. It's thought that there has been a church here since 1240. The church we see today was built in 1827. It was further extended in 1928. I have been unable to find any evidence of a stone circle having been here. I did check the Cranmore website, the National Record of Historic Environment Scotland. It mentions the present church foundations are likely to be from an earlier church. The ground level has also been raised, which may hide earlier structures, but no mention of they think that this was the earlier church or something much older. So we may never know if there was a stone circle once here, although somebody at some point in time either saw a stone circle here or possibly found some evidence of one, or simply started the rumour of there being one, which I find interesting in itself, but sadly we will never know. In the graveyard is what is called a wishing stone, where people leave money in exchange for their wishes to come true. On the top of the stone is a sundial, which is believed to have been carved possibly around 800 AD. Another thought I had walking around the kirkyard, what if there was a stone circle here before the church was built? It really would add to the mystery of the glen. I kept thinking of the saying, as above, so below. The phrase, as above, so below, means different things to different people. To some, it means what happens in the heavens is mirrored down here on earth, that the feeling and actions of gods and angels have a corresponding impact on human beings in this world of planet Earth, and possibly the other way. It suggests that big things and small things reflect each other, that everything is linked. The idea comes from old spiritual teachings, and it seems it can be traced back to words inscribed in ancient artifacts known as the Emerald Tablet, sometime between 200 AD and 800 AD. It was originally written in Arabic before being translated to Latin in the 12th century. So although it was written then, nothing to say that the belief isn't much older. But this is the first place I have ever been to where the phrase has some meaning, to me anyway. If there was a stone circle here and the glen below, that is, of course, if Neolithic and Bronze Age people used the glen, it is a real shame there is no evidence of this. Likely to be my random thoughts, which I don't often share, but the area does have a magical feel to it, and only something you could experience by being here. I have also read stories of human sacrifice may have happened here, but that is just a story as there is no evidence. It is also an area where the fairies live, but also a place that is said to be haunted by unknown spirits. This is such an amazing place to visit, a forgotten relic of the past, which remains an active spiritual destination today. Visitors leave offerings in the form of ribbon, beads, coins, feathers, and small statues. These tokens are tucked into tree roots, wedged into rock crevices, or tied to low branches. Not something I am a fan of, leaving man-made objects like this in nature. The practice of this is an ancient tradition, in which pilgrims left gifts to honour spirits, ask for blessings and wishes, but I wish people would leave natural products rather than man-made ones. The natural acoustics, the filtered green light, the smell of damp earth, and the gentle murmur of the nearby stream combine to create an atmosphere that is both grounding and otherworldly. For many, these qualities are as important as the site's historical or archaeological features. The Den offers not just a glimpse into the past, but an experience of presence, a moment of quiet connection in a world that is often too loud, too fast, and too disconnected from nature and tradition. The Den challenges us to consider the interplay between landscape and ritual, between past and present, between myth and material reality. It invites us to reflect on the stories we tell about ourselves and our ancestors, and the way in which we continue to seek meaning in the natural world. Perhaps most of all, it reminds us that some places are sacred, not because of what they contain, but because how they make us feel, connected, humbled, and awake to the mysteries of life. In a time when so much of our world is mapped, catalogued, and commercialised, places like this Den remain enigmas, not to be solved, but to be respected, experienced, and remembered. It is a true hidden gem of Scotland. Thank you for joining me on this journey into this ancient mystery of this Den. Whether you're drawn by history, spirituality, or simply the beauty of hidden places, I hope this glimpse into Scotland's sacred past has inspired you. If you enjoyed this video, please take a moment to like it, leave a comment to share your thoughts or experiences, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more stories from the world's most fascinating and more forgotten places. Your support means a lot, and if you'd like to take it a further step, consider becoming a channel member. It's a great way to support what I do, and in return you'll get a chance to watch the videos before anyone else does, and in the future behind the scenes insights. Thanks again for watching, and until the next time, stay safe.